Whether helping you make changes at your plant, handling, transporting, and erecting heavy industrial machinery and products, or moving one-of-a-kind things into one-of-a-kind places. That's what it's all about for Big Red Machinery Movers Incorporated of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Since 1981, Big Red Machinery Movers has specialized in getting items like these from where they are to where they need to be, on cost and on schedule. Coming up now, we'd like to tell you briefly about a few of Big Red's machinery moving projects. Yet as diverse as these examples are, we believe they share something in common. That is, Big Red treats each challenge as unique and gives each project the customized approach that it demands. In our first example, Big Red Machinery Movers helped Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry to restore the entire Burlington Pioneer Zephyr passenger train and to install it into a new protected exhibit space. The train had been on outdoor display since 1960. The museum had Big Red transport this vintage train from Chicago to the Northern Railcar Corporation facility in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the train would be restored. After Northern Railcar completed the restoration, it was once again up to Big Red Machinery Movers to return this now more precious piece of history from Milwaukee and install it into its new exhibit home back at the museum. The new sheltered exhibit space was well below grade, on the lowest level of a new underground parking facility. Before beginning, though, Big Red's consulting engineer reviewed the operation plan to ensure that the expected loads would be safely supported. The locomotive alone weighed 131,000 pounds, yet Big Red threaded it through a narrow opening and down onto the front wheels, which were waiting 40 feet below on the display track. Big Red then rejoined the rest of the units into a complete train, and is pleased to have assisted Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry in upgrading this popular transportation exhibit. Another project required extra care to avoid damage: the former Bridge Street Truss Bridge in Grafton, Wisconsin. According to local sources, the bridge had served the village for more than 100 years. Yet as the time came to replace the bridge with a new structure, the community decided to relocate the old bridge to a nearby park and to restore it as part of Grafton history. To begin the work, Big Red Machinery Movers designed, fabricated, and installed extra supports on site to protect the venerable old structure from the added stress of being moved. Then, over a 2-day period, Big Red carefully moved this 33-ton truss bridge through downtown Grafton and positioned it at the restoration site in the park. Success! Our final example involves a marine project. In 2001, the state of Wisconsin decided to replace a 40-year-old automobile ferry with a new, much larger vessel. The new ferry was built by Basic Marine Incorporated of Escanaba, Michigan. It has a length of over 100 feet, is 45 feet wide, with a dry weight of nearly 200 tons. With no navigable waterway between Escanaba and the ultimate destination, Basic Marine fabricated the vessel into large transportable sections. Big Red Machinery Movers loaded these oversized sections in Escanaba as scheduled and transported them to the build-up site at the Wisconsin River near Merrimack, a distance of more than 200 miles. However, just moving these oversized and heavyweight subsections to the erection site was not end of story for Big Red. Using precision optical instruments, Big Red Machinery Movers performed the on-site heavy lifting and leveling needed to align and support these huge components into their final jig positions, as directed by Basic Marine. Over the coming weeks, Basic Marine erected and assembled the new ferry to a ready-for-launch configuration. Then Big Red and Basic Marine fabricated a system of launching rails. Finally, Big Red moved the vessel some 200 feet from its assembly point to place it atop the rails, a slow and careful process. At last, under sunny skies, Big Red launched the new vessel. Only now was it mission complete for Big Red machinery movers. Well, these have been just a few examples of Big Red's diverse experience in handling and transporting outsized and heavyweight articles. In our view, our experience in overcoming the many new challenges is as important to consider as is the size, weight, or distance involved in the project you may be planning. We think Big Red succeeds with these unusual tasks because we plan and execute each one from square zero. We take nothing for granted. To provide a quick response, Big Red maintains an extensive inventory of handling equipment at its 6-acre Milwaukee facility. Yet Big Red also knows how and when to reach out, using subcontracting, lease, or rental arrangements when unusual equipment or additional personnel are needed to meet your tasking. Taking it to the next step, Big Red can form and lead a team of machinery handling specialists and be your single point of contact for all aspects of your equipment project, even for the relocation of your entire plant. Of course, the timing of larger projects can generate temporary storage requirements, and Big Red can provide over 100,000 square feet of heated inside storage. Big Red also fabricates and modifies equipment as necessary to meet the needs of the moving or equipment installation project. Finally, Big Red is a team player, coordinating its actions with your other work groups and keeping the focus on your overall project. Either leading your equipment moving team or handling all of your needs in-house, Big Red Machinery Movers welcomes that never-been-done-before, who'd-have-believed-it machinery moving job. So when the question comes up, how can we move that? Just call Big Red Machinery Movers. Big Red is your answer.